How do you position yourself, though, for the final hour of trade? Mitessh Thakkar joins us to tell us exactly that. Well, Mitessh, we've recovered 90 points actually from the low point of the day. What's your sense? Could we see a pullback from these levels? Things are pretty much uncertain right now. But what are the stop losses you're working with? And will you take a fresh trade?
Nigel, we've done a couple of things. One, I think in the last 4 days, the market has been very choppy, but rallies have failed to sustain, and we've kept coming back to levels below 18,300 to 50 levels. Today, I think what could happen is that the 10-day average and the 20-day exponential average, I think they could record a negative crossover. Last time we got a buy around 17,200. Now we're getting a negative crossover, which should suggest that there should be slight more downward pressure, and the indicator setup is also negative. So I think selling into call options could be a good idea. Selling the 18,500, 18,400 calls is what I would recommend. And that about, I think, on the stock side, pharma is the sector which is broken out. So taking long in pharma, trying to identify short opportunities in the index as well as other stocks is what I think traders should look at. And on the pharma names, I have a buy on Cipla. Keep a stop below levels of 1104, look for targets of 1165. And Apollo Hospital, not exactly a pharma, but a healthcare name, that's also breaking out. That's a buy with a stop below 4720 for targets of 4850.
All right, Mitessh, just as we spoke, I had this handy list which I would track about a year and a half ago. And it's the end of 2020, 2022, I thought that maybe this list would never come back, but I had to pull it again. And this is basically the gainers and losers, at a time when COVID cases are rising or falling. And it's telling something that it's just fears right now. If you just take a look at the top gainers on the index, we have Glenmark Pharma, rather on the pharmaceutical index, we have Glenmark Pharma, Metropolis Health, Granules, Divi, Cipla, all of them gaining anywhere between 4 to 7 odd percent. In the F&O space, we have the losers, which are anything to do with people moving out, mobility stocks, which again, this is a list that was handy from the last time we had faced such fears. Indian Hotels lower, Delta Corp is lower, PVR is lower, Trent as well. Even in the cash stocks, we have big gainers like IOL Chemical, Solara Active, Dr. Lal, Thyrocare, which has now spiked to the high point of trade. And, concomitantly, the losers include the likes of Lemon Tree Hotels, Wonderla Holidays, specialty restaurants. What has changed from then to now? Well, we are better capable of handling such situations. Secondly, these are just fears, so this is not matched by any sort of increase in cases or severity or any sort of data that has come in to prove that, this time it is different. And thirdly, this is also the time where, there has been a rush of travel and people actually going outdoor for a normal celebration after 2 years. So fundamentally, things are very different. Fears are, taking the stock prices lower. So the question is whether it's exaggerated or not. We do have Ekta with us as well. Ekta, you've been, working the phone lines. You've been speaking with a lot of diagnostic players yourself. And the health minister, too, held a meeting with COVID experts today in light of the rising cases. What have you picked up?
Well, overall, yes,